All right, so I'm recording this after technically the video is already over. Originally, I thought 16 gigabyte RAM systems would not get jobs anymore, and I do have to correct myself because, and I also thought you needed at least 6 cores on a CPU, but just for, poops and giggles, I had a 16 gigabyte i5 3470 quad core. That's a 4-core, 4-thread i5 from way off back in the day, and that's also on DDR3, so slower memory. I put a 3060 12 gig in there, and I just hit a job on it, and it's been on it for hours now. So I don't know if maybe they changed around something on the back end or more lower end jobs became available, but yeah, so here, let's roll the rest of the video. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back in the computer shop today. So if you guys didn't know, Salad is having a little bit of troubles on certain cards. There are certain cards that there's not a lot of workloads available. Ooh, I was covering up the microphone. Hopefully the audio wasn't bad there. But one of those that is not the case is still the 3060 12 gig. 3060 12 gigs, at least mine, are still getting used and still getting container workloads every single day, like pretty much religiously. They're all floating right around the sub $2 range. So I have one at like $1.90, another one at like $1.85, which for me, power wise, that's pretty good because they don't burn a ton of power. Now I'm in the computer shop and I have this computer right here. I call it the display computer because that computer has sold me computers. It lights up in the front, it lights up in the side, it's got a glass side panel. People see that one when they come in and they're like, "Oh, I like that. Can is that one for sale?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that one's for sale, but we could build you one, and you could name your pieces and name your prices and have the flexibility." So that computer right there has almost just turned into a straight up display computer to show the RGB, to show the glass side panel, that kind of thing. There's nothing special. It's an older i5. It's on a DDR3 platform, and right now it has like I think like a 5600 in it. For a graphics card. But I got to thinking, I'm like, this thing runs all the time. You know what? We might as well pull that graphics card out. We'll load it up, see if we can't get some more RAM in it, and then throw a 3060 in there and see if we can't get some container workloads and put it to work, because if it's already burning power, might as well have it making money. So I'm about to open that up right now and put it all together and see if we can't get this thing to get some jobs. So I'll give you the full specs on this, but this will be kind of like a ultra super budget build and see if it actually works, because I think this is like 3rd gen i5, so this is significantly older than anything I've built so far for Salad. By the way, little tip, we're going to talk about this probably on tonight's video or tomorrow's video, but a lot of the higher tier cards, so your 3090s, 3080s, 4090s, 4080s, that kind of thing, those container workloads, there's more coming. I talked to the team over at Salad, but right now they are low on them. So if you notice they're not making as much money as they were, that's because there's not as much work to go around. I was talking to the team, I'm like, is this going to be a continued problem? Because more and more people are promoting you guys and bringing you guys to the forefront, because people are coming. They see dollars, they're coming. And they said, nope, we have more customers coming, we have more workloads coming, so it's all going to be filing in. There just may be some ebb and flow back and forth, but yeah, hopefully it'll be good. Also, somebody told me that 2080 Ti's are doing about $3 a day on Salad. I do have a 2080 Ti, but I don't know if I want to put it to use, because the power draw for $3 a day, it's still profitable at that point, but I just feel like certain cards are better. I do have 4060 Ti 16 gig coming in, and people have been really, really successful with those in like the $3 range, but until I have them, I can't really show y'all any data. Anyway, let me get this 3060 in and see how it's gonna do. All right, so I got that 3060 Eagle in there, and so when people come in, obviously my desk is a mess right now, but this computer always grabs their attention, especially if they're like new into gaming and that kind of stuff. And this is really kind of not a junk computer, but a really, really low end system. So I don't even know if this is going to be able to pick up containers, because it's only 4 cores, 4 threads, and then it only had 2 DIMM slots, and I only found 8 GB sticks, so we have 16 gigs in there, and I have not had a 16 GB RAM container for a while, but we're gonna give it a try. Got the Eagle, Gigabyte Eagle 3060 in there. Fun fact, the only 3060 I've ever killed was a Gigabyte Eagle that came in a pre-build years ago, but oh well. It's not this one, obviously. We are up and running. It looks like something is loading into RAM. We're at 5.1. We have a WSL Ethernet connection, so that means the container is downloading. Now, will that container run? That's a whole nother option, or a whole nother story. We are still calculating. We'll give that a minute. While we're doing that, I'm working on another build right here. This is another Xeon. This is actually an X79, so a V1, V2 Xeon. This is an 8-core, 16-thread. I went ahead and loaded it up with 32 gigs of DDR3 and a 3060 12 gig. I have not been very successful on DDR3 systems. I have the one over there on my wall. That is a DDR3 system with a 3060 in it, and I had to pump it up to 32 gigs of DDR3 to start getting the $2 containers. So I don't think 16 gigs like on this one is going to work. So we pumped this one up. This is actually the same CPU as the one on the wall, so after everything's installed on this, we should be good. Fun fact here, another fun fact, I had this all up and running, but every time any load would go on this, guess what? This power supply would just kill the power to the whole system and it would restart. So we're gonna pull out this Roseville, absolutely pile of dumpster fire right here, and put in, I had something over here. We had an EVGA, what's this, BP series? Oh, it's an EVGA 460. So we're going from a 400 to a 460. Even if this was just an EVGA 400, I would still feel better about it than this Roseville 400, well, fire starter edition. Actually, what's this? Oh gosh, oh, tie fast 1800. We're not putting that in there. All right, let me get this swapped over. All right, so we got a container. It looks like 4 cents to 10 cents. A lot of times I'll give this time to come up, and it will come up. Because it looks like it is using basically no resources. So yeah, we'll check back in on that in a while. I just got that other system, the power supply, swapped over, so let's remote in and see how that one's doing. All right guys, so I'm home. It is way later, but look at this. Memory's loaded up, CPUs are blipping, GPU's not really doing much, WSL is there, and we have a job. It is way later, but we have a job, $1.75 on this 3060. So it looks like it is making less than my other 3060s, but it's running on an i5 3470, a 3rd gen DDR3 platform, quad core, 4 cores, 4 threads. That is amazing. So with that being said, it is super late. This video is over. We'll check back on this rig tomorrow, but later guys.